Hey guys, Marcin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so now we are going to jump in and check out the Tech Gods EZA. Now, obviously in base, like pre-transformed, they basically have the same passive as the Super Saiyan 4s, right? So we know exactly what to expect. We've got the 77% damage reduction on turn 1, guard for 7 turns, we get our bit of crit chance with the Rainbow Orbs, a little bit of extra stats with the Rainbow Orbs. We get a guaranteed additional super on turn 1, and then of course depending on the amount of ki that we're able to get. So we've actually got... really? What is it with these guys? Both of these showcases for the gods and the Super Saiyan 4s, like, we just get terrible ki on the first turn. Like, what is the deal with that? But yeah, of course they have the new animation as well. It's them taking their stances there. Okay, we can get those orbs, I guess. Why did that change? Wasn't it only picking up the green ones before? Alright, well, I'll take that because we can get the 20 ki now. So, but yeah, they exactly the same as the Super Saiyan 4s. We've got greatly raised attack and defense on both of our super attacks. And then we've got our damage reduction, guard for 7 turns, 2 extra ki per type ki spheres, obviously very good. Each ki sphere we pick up, we get 10% attack and defense up to 77%. We get 10% crit chance of each rainbow orb, and then 17 ki and 20 ki both give an additional super guaranteed, and 20 ki gives them attacks effective against all types. So we've got 424k defense start of turn after picking up the orbs. So bear in mind they also have 77% damage reduction and guard. So that's going to be very good for them here on this turn. We need to get you floated off. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Obviously we're going to tank any normals for double digit damage, and then the first super 11 mil. Now the thing with these guys that stands out the most, I think, compared to the gods, the Super Saiyan 4s, when it comes to this Gogeta team, is that we've got the Super Saiyan 3 to Super Saiyan 4 Goku here, because he provides support to Power Beyond Super Saiyan characters. So he's going to be supporting the gods in the same way that he supports Gogeta. But obviously for Gogeta, he's also a really good link partner, because we have Saiyan Raw, which is a very important link for Gogeta, whereas the gods have some of these like Realm of Gods type links, which we don't really have anyone on the team that has those, right? And in terms of like the meta relevant Realm of Gods characters, we've got like the UI Gokus, who of course can still be a risk in content because of the dodge, leaving it all down to RNG. And then we've got like the new Blue Evolution Vegeta, but he wants another Universe Survival Saga character on the team, realistically, for him to be at his full potential. I could see you using him as like a floating unit, or even, I guess if you're going to use the gods as a slot 1 for a large part of the event, like having him in slot 2, because that Blue Evolution Vegeta, as much as he does get like memed on, he is a good slot 2 unit. Once he starts getting his attacks off, he can be pretty solid. But obviously with this team, we're using these new, like the 7-year anniversary LRs, and depending on how you want to run your rotations, ideally you want to be running the 10th anniversary LRs like on the team as well. So what I need to do here is, I mean, do we just put Gotenks in slot 1? What's this Goku Black's attack? Okay, yeah, his normals don't do a lot. His super only does 1 million. I mean, Gotenks would have to get his defense proc to not take a huge amount of damage, but we'll go ahead and do that. Trying to save some orbs. I mean, we probably, I guess the saving the orbs doesn't really matter, because we probably just kill him on this turn. But yeah, obviously the release of the 7-year EZAs makes this Gogeta team stocks through the roof, because Gogeta of course gives them the full 220% lead, whereas the Vegeta doesn't, right? Because they both count as fusion category characters, because the gods fuse into Gogeta in their active skill, even though the card doesn't fuse into Gogeta. So they're both on fusion, and obviously they're not on Potara or Earthbred Fighters, because it's a Goku and Vegeta card. Obviously in the future, as we know, if we get Goku plus Vegeta cards, they're going to be on all the categories that Goku and Vegeta are on, so that would be fine. But these older ones obviously are not. So that definitely increases the value of Gogeta's leader skill. Whereas we talked about in the past, like when we did the tier list, like when the Part 2 units first came out, Vegeta's leader skill I would say was way better. Whereas obviously Gogeta's leader skill now includes the 7-year LRs, who are 2 of the best units in the game with these easy A's, right? So it'd be interesting to see how this is going to play out. So we take out Goku Black and we move on to STR Zamasu. So let's see, what are we looking like here for the gods? There's 2 attacks in slot 1. They're at 1.5 million defense on the second turn, and they still have guard. Zamasu does hit for 2.8 million, but as we can actually get a decent number of orbs here, so 5 puts them up to 1.6 million. It's pretty good. I did build my gods. They should be mainly dodge and additional. They got 21 additional, 12 dodge. You could probably make them a little bit more dodge, I think, especially if we are essentially going to start using, well, the key for everyone else is pretty bad. Start using the strategy where we are using them as a slot 1 unit, like early on in the event. But yeah, we'll get Goku floated off here, because we don't want to keep him on rotation like we did with Gogeta, because he's not his like main link partner. But yeah, as long as I don't super you in slot 1, obviously the gods tank for double digits perfectly fine. 16 mil. Their pre-transformation attack stats are not anything like super crazy, but I mean that's fine. Right, they're still doing a reasonable amount of damage. We got the key, so we get the 17 key additional super, then we get the 20 key additional super, and then obviously ideally we get the hidden potential additional as well. Get these stacks in here. Okay, we got the hidden potential additional, but it was a normal, and then he dodged it anyway, so... But yeah, we'll probably do, I guess, the same thing we did for Gogeta and transform them straight away, so we can see their, I guess, like, bare minimum performance, but... Yeah, Gogeta, I knew Vegeta would take some damage if he got supered, which is annoying. I mean, I guess that does line us up for getting the Goku transformation here, although we're floating him off now.
Mind your own business, Kakarot.
Yeah, I get it. I've never faced someone this strong before. I'm too excited.
Let's float with Go tanks. So you have 200% guard, yeah, 300% and guard for 3 turns. So yeah, we'll keep you there. Our HP really isn't low enough. What is it? 40% or less? Are you serious? Our HP isn't low enough to get the giant ape transformation. That's crazy. Well, we'll do that. But yeah, we need a new meta-relevant like gods character would be really good. But obviously, considering stuff that we are expecting to come out in the future with like some of the Daima buffs and stuff like that, none of that is going to be like Realm of Gods related. So it'd be interesting to see. I guess something we've been talking about for a long time is, yeah, Dokkan Fest like God Vegeta would be really nice. Transforming with the animation from the movie where he like flies up and goes from Super Saiyan to God. That'd be great. I talked about it in like the video where we were talking about potential future reversible exchange characters. It would be nice to see like a redo for the ROF Blues, because obviously their Dokkan Fest was super disappointing. Otherwise, in terms of like God characters, we got a new God Goku not that long ago. I mean, it's a couple of years back for Saiyan Day now, but in terms of Big Dokkan Fest, I don't imagine he would be like an upcoming new one. A new standalone Vegeta Blue is probably not something that we would see outside of like a big celebration. So yeah, that's the only downside to these guys, is having those like god-specific links. I mean, it's not like it holds them back a huge amount, right? We're still seeing them perform decently well on this run, but yeah, the ROF Blues Easy A, maybe they could save them with an Easy A, who knows. Of course, again though, being a Goku and Vegeta, well, they're an exchange card, so are they on all the Goku categories? So then they would be on Vegito's 220 lead. Right, so we can fuse straight away here. What are we up to now? 2 million defense start of turn with guard. So I'm pretty sure like Zamasu can't do damage to them. Now I did say that we would go ahead and get like the bare minimum transformation for Vegito, but like I feel like if we get some more stacks in here, because he's not going to super in slot 1, he supered at the end of the last turn, so we basically just get guaranteed like 3 extra stacks for them. But especially because Vegito, like the last phase against Goku Black and Zamasu, they have so much HP. So I think we will do that. And then next turn, yeah, next turn we can get the other Gogeta out, so we'll have a Scouter, so we can have a bit more control over the turn. But yeah, obviously they're going to tank for double-digit damage. 2 million defense and guard. I think they're going to be okay here. Up to 19 mil. Yeah, Zamasu dodging is super annoying, because you're just trying to kill him and get on to the next phase. And Bro's out here dodging our attacks. In fact, I think we might be in trouble in slot 3 with Goku, because so many turns have passed now. I don't think that Goku has his damage reduction anymore. Fortunately, it all depends on how much he dodges, because Vegeta should be okay, I think, here to finish him off, but if he starts dodging all Vegeta's attacks, that's going to be bad for us. Or if Vegeta only does additional normals. Alright, cool. Okay, so this final phase is a crazy one for sure. Okay, at least we know we can do this. Oh, I've got the animations on still. I still think one of the worst changes they made, I've said this multiple times in the past and I'm sure I'll say it multiple times again in the future, but one of the worst changes they made when they updated the UI and like they added in the ability to skip other animations was just putting them all as one option. So it's like you either skip all the animations or none. Whereas obviously like for the videos, sometimes I like to get the transformations and stuff in, but not the intros, or vice versa. But you can't have one or the other turned on anymore. So yeah, so they immediately supered in slot 1 for 4.8 million damage, but Great Ape just eats that. And now it cancels out their super for the next turn, cancels out the healing for the next turn. So Great Ape just doing a little bit of free damage here, not a crazy amount, and these guys have a crazy amount of HP. But obviously the God's going to be kind of thriving because we're tech. I mean, we can get effective against all types anyway, right? So get Super Saiyan 4 Goku. We got a Vegeta on the next turn, so probably should keep you here. Yeah, let's remember to do this first. And then I won't use that straight away, I guess. Let's leave some tech orbs on the field, I suppose, for the gods. Right, so they can't super this turn, so Vegeta's obviously going to be fine. Here's the thing with these guys, like some of these bosses now having such an insane amount of HP. They just take so long to kill, which combined with the fact that they can then do so much damage with their super attack, that like, even on some of the better teams, like if the wrong unit on the turn takes the super, you could potentially die, like from full health. Those two things together are what makes these new events so difficult, right? Because if you could just speed blitz the boss and kill them in like 2 turns, which obviously depending on the timing you kind of can do with like the 10th year if you get both their fusions on the same turn, and like the double active skill turn and all that crazy stuff, which is why we were saying earlier about like power creep earlier in the stream, and like it does genuinely feel like for some of these events now it's going to be such a huge struggle if you don't have the new teams, like the new units. It's not like it's impossible to do it with 200% leads, especially with some of these new EZAs like the 7 years, but man, the 10 years just put out such an insane amount of damage on those active skill like fusion turns. It really helps to like finish off these fights that have mountains of HP. Because I mean, even without the active skill turn, like Vegeta does some pretty good damage here, but as you can see, like it's not like we've made a huge dent in their HP, and then they heal every turn as well, as if that wasn't enough. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our transformation into the blues here. We've got 2.6 million defense start of turn.
Let's do this, Vegeta!
Damn you!
This is a power greater than that of a Super Saiyan God!
I'm going to have fun destroying you.
So now we've got these guys out. Get our bit of orb changing. So they're at 2.64 million before we pick up the orbs. And then obviously we go ahead and get the other Gogeta out here. Now we're not going to use the active skill this turn because we want to see them build up first. So we're at 2.64. We can get 8 orbs with 4 rainbow orbs. So we'll go ahead and do that. So 3.1 million defense start of turn. And just like Gogeta, we have 77% damage reduction on the first turn, 300% stats, 2 extra key per orb, attacks effective against all types, guard, then they have the high chance to crit as well. And then for them, they have the medium chance to dodge, and they change int orbs to rainbow. For 4 turns, they change another type of orb to rainbow, and then they get the 10% attack and defense up to 100, chance to crit and chance to dodge rather than damage reduction 10%. So we got 4 orbs with them, so they have a 70% dodge chance on this turn, as well as having the 77% damage reduction. So they can't really take damage on this first turn anyway. And then they get the extra super with 7 or more key spheres obtained, which we got. Attacking with 20 more key, which we have. Another additional super, 24 key, 50% attack. And then they have the below 50% HP. If the enemy's below 50%, they get a guaranteed crit and an additional super. And then if we are at 50% or less HP, they will guarantee dodge on that turn only. So, I mean, 3.1 million start of turn is pretty good. With guard, and obviously on turn 1, 77% damage reduction. So, let's see what we're looking at here. Yeah, 41 million on the first turn. At least Zamasu and Rose like have enough HP that we'll actually be able to get some of these attacks off. 31 mil on the additional. And there's those crits. We get another one up to 34. So that's already over 100 million attack stat worth of attacks they've done in this turn. And then there's another one. So now we're getting close to 150 million worth of attacks. And there's another one. So, yeah, we're at like 180 million. I don't know if they can get another one, if this is the hidden potential one or not. Because if they get another super... No, okay. That would put them at like over 200 million attack stat worth of attacks in one turn, which is kind of ridiculous. But there you go. They dodged the super. Not that they need to, because they are not only massively raising for 4 turns on the 18 key, same as Gogeta, they have the raise on the 12 key as well, which they did an extra like 3 of. So their defense at that point was like, what, 6 million or something like that with guard and damage reduction. Pretty good. Oh, the next turn they're going to look so ridiculous. Massively raised buff and then the Gogeta active skill buff. Like, actually crazy. Although we might not even see the next turn because they've done so much damage. Like, this is the thing. These guys have a lot of HP and they heal, but we might actually kill them on the next turn. Maybe. Well, maybe not. They heal pretty much like a bar of HP each time. Gotenks hasn't been hit first, so he's not going to do crazy damage. But yeah, you can see the big difference. Like, obviously, we have the fusion. Like, the big difference between the 7 years, the gods and the Super Saiyan 4s is Gogeta has a guaranteed scouter, which is really useful. But around the time that you're going to transform the blues, if you are running them with the Tech Vegeta or AGL Gogeta, it's around the time that you're going to fuse with them, and they have a scouter for the turns that they're out. So you can still sort of play accordingly. Okay, so yeah, the animations are off. Let's get Vegeta out here. I'm not going to use the active skill, because obviously ideally we want to get another turn with the gods. It's too hard to not get key with Vegeta though as well. So yeah, they heal. That's the thing on the next turn. We might get another turn, but I'm not sure if we'll actually be able to use Gogeta's active skill, because Gogeta's active skill might end up killing them if they do even survive this turn. Which they might not, because obviously Vegeta's going to get some counters. I maybe shouldn't have put him in the middle, because even in the end slot there's 2 attacks for him to be able to counter. But I mean, that just shows you how like ridiculous this team is. The damage output once the fusions come out is just insane. And then you throw the 7 years on there as well. Like I say, the gods on that previous turn did over 180 million attack stat worth of attacks in that one turn. And then they dodged the super, which they would have tanked for double-digit damage anyway. And then because of the massively raised for 4 turns, it just means on the next appearance they're going to be even stronger than that. So... okay, yeah, fortunately Vegeta's counter's not doing crazy damage, because it's not the active skill turn. If he doesn't crit, they're not doing as much as well, which is good. Of course, he then crits on the next, like, 2. Don't crit? Okay, of course. Literally crit on every single one since I said that, but okay. But yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing, is having both of them on because for the sake of the showcase, we're only using one of them on the team. But when we start using them in some of these other events and stuff, obviously the way to do it is to have both of them on the team. And then I guess you either run the AGL Gogeta on rotation or float both the Gogetas. Because then you could have Super Saiyan 3 to Super Saiyan 4 Goku on rotation with one of them. And then... oh god, we got the double Gogeta active skill turn. So yeah, start of turn now, these guys, with the massively raised for 4 turns, there's their animation as well. Didn't really focus on that on the first turn. It's pretty cool. 3.3 million before we pick up the orbs. I wonder if will they do the 9999 damage active skill if we do Gogeta's thing? Let's see. So yeah, we use Gogeta's active skill, and their defense goes up to 5 million start of turn, and they have guard, so they actually just can't take damage anyway, regardless of whether we dodge or not. Like, they can't take damage. So I mean, they are just absolutely ridiculous. The only real danger, as we said earlier, and for the Gogeta video, is like turn 3, but I suppose, yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's put them in slot 1. Alright, so we're going to hit the 999 with them. I assume we probably are.
Now it's my turn.
Yep. Yeah, like we were saying before about like what boss in the game is surviving this turn when we were talking about like Vegeta and Gogeta. But like what boss in the game is surviving the turn with like the 7-year Easy A's and then the Gogeta active skill? Who is the leader that you're going to be running them both on the same team? Like, that is ridiculous. Alright, well, there you go. So, that's the thing. The gods are absolutely insane. Don't take the fact that, like I say, I think the Super Saiyan 4s are slightly better. I think Gogeta is slightly better than the gods. That doesn't mean that the gods are not good, obviously. They are absolutely insane. That, like, 5 million defense start of turn. Like, it's one of those things that's torn between doing the active skill or just attacking with them. Because if they did a 43 million attack on the first turn before they got massively raised, after the massively raise and the Gogeta active skill, we're probably talking like 60 to 70 million on that first 18 key super potentially. But obviously we want to see the active skill, and then that just absolutely wipes them out. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you prefer the gods or the Super Saiyan 4s? They're both incredibly good, and we'll be jumping in and trying out some other stuff with them as well. As the days go on, we've got new stages for the other events coming out on Friday as well, so still more stuff going before the anniversary ends. But yeah, crazy units. So let me know what you guys think of the 7-year Easy A's down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.